Recently, I saw firsthand how regenerative agriculture can replace our connection to our biosphere. I volunteered at the White Harvest Farms in Jacksonville, Florida, and I watched the Biggest Little Farm documentary. Both experiences gave me more hope that it's possible to turn our modern day in agriculture back to traditional farming. Like the quote from Cradle to Cradle, we need to reestablish our connection to the sun. By definition, includes maintaining interdependence with all other ecological circumstances that make natural energy flow possible in the first place. In the past, I have really only written about and researched the fundamentals of regenerative agriculture. This is good, but this is still a more linear approach, and it's not the same as getting your hands in the soil and working at a regenerative farm or watching one grow from dirt to soil full of microorganisms. It's time to merge ancient and new technologies to develop intelligent designs to become eco-efficient. This can take time. For instance, how long the apricot lean farms took 7 years to transition. But during these transition periods, we can utilize hybrid systems such as local renewable energy flows and artificial sources while optimized solutions are being developed and implemented. Eco-efficiency leads to larger vision and reestablishing our fundamental connection to the source of all good growth on the planet. Connecting to natural flows allows us to rethink everything under the sun. This sentence made me think of White Harvest Farms and how Eartha Mary Madeline White, Jacksonville's own Gandhi of civil rights, bought 18 acres of Moncrief Springs. Before White Harvest Farms, it was once natural springs to inadequate sewage and housed an incinerator dump called Brown's Dump. Now these springs are a reclaimed patch of earth for the holiest of earthly purposes, community farming. The Clara White Missions worked with the University of Florida to remove several feet of the damaged ground and replace it with clean dirt. Since 2012, the farm adopted no-till regenerative agriculture to restore soil fertility and grow nutritional food on the land. Thanks to a 3-year NRCS Conservation and Innovation grant in 2018, the farm has the funds to improve the soil by incorporating biological practices to promote and sustain soil life, develop on-site composting, and implement an integrated pest management system. It was cool to see the use of mustard plants as a way to divert bugs from the carrots, lettuce, and other crops by distracting them with their really pretty tall yellow flowers. I saw the cradle-to-cradle magic happen when I saw both farms' composting systems. Apricot Lane Farms uses vermicomposting, worm composting, and White Harvest Farm uses a thermal compost technique. It was fascinating to watch the thermal compost being turned. The core can reach up to 160 degrees and needs to be turned 2 to 3 times to allow the whole pile to decompose. The pile I watched needed added nutrients such as alfalfa and corn to help break it down, and it looked like artwork to me, like a painter splatting paint onto canvas, knowing the right amount of paint to use, or mixing and working with the paint colors to get it right, spraying water to regulate the temperature. It was really cool to see. It's great seeing nothing wasted and everything not used for their farmers market was considered as biological nutrients.